biggest benefit with the cloud is something that large companies, very large companies, have had for several years now, maybe even decades. The kind of infrastructure where you're able to deploy not to just one physical node and kind of have a single point of failure, but to deploy to multiple nodes, kind of load balance your traffic and get the benefit of that, be able to scale up as your demand goes up or down. So I think from that perspective, the cloud is really very attractive for smaller and mid-sized companies. So even small organizations, mid-sized organizations are accumulating tons of data now, basically, because everything is kind of recorded, and you have logs and you have transaction records and so forth. And that data is hard to manage if you're especially storing it on one node and backing it up and so forth. That's a lot of management heartache basically associated with that. With SQL Azure Reporting Services, it's a preview right now, but it's amazingly simple to get up and running. You can actually provision a server, provision an Azure server, a reporting server, and then create a report, deploy it on the Azure portal, and then kind of also visualize it inside a WPF application with our viewer in under 30 minutes, basically. So it's pretty safe to say that data is going to outlive your application. And I think the reporting is very tightly bound to the data. So there, if you kind of pause and think, I mean, is it really worth storing your data in a proprietary format? And there are many, many vendors out there who are putting out proprietary format after format, basically. These formats are not documented, so nobody else can really read them or rely on them being in a particular way. They may be code formats, they may be XAML formats, XML-based, general kind of loose formats. To kind of put your reporting into these formats and hope that they will be readable in 5 or 10 years, to me, is a big leap of faith. If you build on the RDL framework, you can kind of seamlessly interoperate with other frameworks, including SQL Server Reporting Services. We offer a Silverlight viewer, we also offer a WPF viewer. And if you're in either of those environments, then a native kind of viewer is going to look nicer, basically, because it scales better, and so forth. It's going to feel more like Silverlight and feel more like WPF within those environments. The native rendering helps us to kind of like take on the characteristics of the platform. So if you look at a WPF rendering of the report, it will look like WPF and feel like WPF, scale like WPF, and perform like WPF. With our solution, the server is just providing metadata, and then it's maybe providing data, basically. But that's about all. Everything else happens on the client. Just the fact that you can provision a database server, provision a reporting server, and then go live with those reports in less than 30 minutes. And anybody can kind of walk through that with the white paper that we put out. They can kind of time it and see if they can get it done in 30 minutes or less. I think it's a very powerful paradigm. It kind of tells you what is possible, basically, and the kind of benefit that you get from going with the support.